Rush hour for a stacked roster, if I've ever seen one, versus UNSW Howl. So Violet is going to be playing. He's going to be on the starting roster for today. The brothers Doraemon and Violet going to be coming in to try and find themselves a victory tonight.
No Pradith. But here's the thing: it's like, oh, we got rid of Pradith, such a beastly name. We've replaced it with a bigger beast. You could argue we replaced it with a bigger beast. Violet is insane. Violet is so mechanically gifted, and I think we're really going to see this. And there's something. I'll say it right now. Bulldog on any support pick is insane. We saw his Alistar. I really hope to see one of his enchanters. It's the way he plays these enchanters that completely... It changes my mind on how enchanters are supposed to be played. You know, I never see him in the back line. I never see him, a little bit scared. He's such an aggressive player on these picks that are traditionally non-aggressive. And that's what I love about seeing what he brings to the table here as we get the Ash ban. No Violet Ash.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the name, honestly. Bulldog. He is a bit of a bulldog. He plays even supports that aren't traditionally played aggressively, which you need to be able to do as that support player in the current state of the game. You need to be able to decisively impact team fights and such. So being able to do that on not just those engaged supports, but enchanters as well. Incredibly valuable. On Zoe, the ban's coming through against UNSW Howl.
Yeah, interesting. Banning out a top laner and a mid laner here, Jenny Gold and Starduck. I want to point out Evelyn. Last time, Evelyn picked up the Kha'Zix and performed exceptionally well on this Kha'Zix. I believe he had to leave his rank game, which he was playing Kha'Zix in. I'm interested if we're going to see another lethality-style assassin jungler. I love what it does to these comps. I love how it puts a little bit of chaos into the mix. I'm really looking for something like that.
Well, it's actually going to be Violet again, targeted out. Yunara also falls to that ban phase. They don't want him having something comfortable. Unfortunately, it's a best of one, so there is still going to be a plethora of bot lane champions left up and available to them. And yeah, those lethality junglers that were such a plague on the Rift a good few years ago, coming out in the hands of Evelyn, who it feels like he hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like... a Udyr ban, interesting. Now what there is really good research done by the teams. We've had actually, I've been looking into themselves, into the team chats, so much scouting, so much OPGG scouting, so much research has been done to figure out what are these enemies' comfort picks, because that's the main thing you want to take out in these best of ones. We want to take out what they're the best at, because we don't have to worry about, relying, as you mentioned, and I think it was an earlier game, we don't have to worry about the best of threes or the fearless factor or anything of the sort. As I'm wondering if we might get another ADC takeout. No, it's that famous Ambessa.
Yeah, I mean, in the hands of Doraemon, I think that's a very smart. Even Evelyn, you'd imagine he's being a little bit targeted by that. Oh, look, we can't let them know that we're real people. Hello. We're locked in a dungeon talking about esports, and that's all we'll ever do.
I just sort of realized of myself, like I am in this like tiny little tomb, and there's darkness all around me, and all I care about right now is what my beautiful ADC Violet is about to pick as we get a Neferi. That's going to be a jungle Neferi. I'm calling that now, jungle Neferi. Oh no, it's Coach Rank.
He's slipping into the void. Oh no. No, okay, yeah, so Neferi comes through as
that's Coach Rank. Baby,
consumes my co-caster. They're really just putting him in the dungeon right now. There is.
Give me 1 second.
That's it. The illusion is shattered. We are real people. We have rooms. We can see sunlight. Ziggs coming through. The UNSW Howl. Hello is trying desperately to fix the mess created by his own hand. Oh, we go to the wide shot for it too. Vi picked up from Marvin in the jungle. Now, Hello, there is the possibility this is a mid or a bot lane Ziggs, in theory.
Yes. There's a chance. We've been seeing a lot of bot lane Ziggs recently, actually in this meta. APCs are so potent. And I'm going to tell you right now, I will take a gamble and say that is an ADC Ziggs, because running a Ziggs into that Coach Rank Neferi is just asking for danger. Yes, you've got the satchel charge for a bit of disengage, but once he hits that ult, if he just hits that invulnerability, the moment you proc that satchel charge, you're dead to rights. It's got to be an APC Ziggs. It really has to be.
Leona, Israel, a pretty classic bot lane duo of the past. Pretty safe, pretty stable for Violet, and Bulldog is going to allow them to do a lot. Gives a lot of space in the form of Leona, a lot of great range poke from this Israel as well. Not quite the same to match a Ziggs, of course, but at least some that you're going to be a real damage threat when it comes to the later stages of the game. Karma comes through. So Ziggs Karma potentially on the cards in that bot lane. At least the Karma is going to be there for Slick.
Yeah. I do want to ask you real quick, Panda. Neferi into this Vi doesn't seem like a traditionally good matchup for Vi, I've got to say.
I think you're less focused about the straight head-to-head in the jungle and more worried about doing what Vi does best, which is just get on someone, lock them down, and make it really, really hard to play.
Yeah.
So I don't imagine Marvin will be looking to skirmish all that heavily around the scuttles. He'll just be doing his farming, looking for ganks where he can, trying to match even if possible. Rumble banned away from Doraemon in the top lane. I'm not surprised even in the slightest that they've taken that away from him.
Yeah, a really strong pick, like a very, very powerful pick that you're not going to be wanting to give over, as we also ban through the Jax. No Jax top to be dealt with. Getting out a couple top laners here in terms of Ornn and Jax. Rumble's gone as well, and Bess is gone as well. We're going to be falling onto the sort of end stone picks, your classics. We might get a Renekton of sorts, potentially.
Potentially. Just trying to think what other angles there could be. Top lane you're looking to avoid.
Could we get a Scion? A Scion wouldn't be terrible into the likes of a Ziggs, no?
Yeah, I would imagine it's probably not the most fun game.
No.
but even still, Zaheen, taken away. Yeah, just something that is a little bit harder to get through. You tank to the top lane, you get Cassante potentially. Obviously, once you drop the ult, you're a little bit easier to get through for Ziggs. But yeah, Scion, something on that line, definitely be an option here.
I'm really wondering if we're going to get something of a safe... Oh, and there's the Cassante ban. Man, top lane is getting slim right now. The likes of which are getting slim. Going to have a really strong pick to round out, honestly, both of these comps. I'm wondering if we'll get something of the likes of a counter pick into the Neferi, in mid lane at least. Or, oh no, I was dead wrong. Okay. That is a Ziggs mid.
Now, I mean, it has been played in the past, traditionally into the likes of Azir. Just because it is a champion that Ziggs does punish quite heavily in terms of that matchup. But yeah, it's not. I definitely wouldn't have called it. Obviously, there is a lot of confidence. Genie Gold, the Jarvan coming through.
Listen.
Okay. So either this is the Neferi top lane or mid, and Jarvan jungle, or Jarvan is playing. Okay,
the
Akali mid. I'm calling Neferi.
No. It's got to be Neferi mid. It's got to be Neferi mid. That's Coach Rank's best pick. It's got to be Neferi mid. It must be Akali top.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's not unheard of, for sure.
No. I do just think, once again, there's a chance that I'm wrong, but I really do think this Neferi into Ziggs, that was a first Neferi pick. You're countering it with Ziggs. I really want to keep my eyes on mid lane.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there's the Scion. Top lane. So the Fury mid, Akali top, Jarvan jungle. Okay. So Rank has given himself a bit of a challenge for sure.
Certainly. Getting through the Scion is going to be a bit of a tricky once we get to late game with just the likes of an Ezreal, Akali. Should still be a very interesting. Whose comp do you prefer here?
UNSW Howl, unfortunately.
Yep.
Especially the lockdown for Rush Hour 4 is very, very bot lane skewed, in that Bulldog has 3 of the 4.5 technically, if you want to get real specific, with the Cataclysm lockdown abilities. Whereas UNSW Howl has CC upon CC upon CC to their disposal.
Yep.
Look, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, hello. Final game of the evening here for week 2, day 1 of the Oceanic Resurrection Tournament. And Rush Hour 4 looking to capitalize on the success of its predecessors and live up to that legacy. They've got a tough task out of the draft.
Yeah, we'll see if we can live up to that legacy in terms of big shoes to fill. Taking a quick look at runes here, we've got a couple lot of Conquerors here. Both the Conqueror on the Neferi. Now, I actually love this. It's pretty typical to go the Electrocute on the Neferi, especially in the mid lane. Going the Conqueror is really keeping in mind that Vi and Scion. We want to be extended trades in these late game team fights. But we've seen the potency of a Karma. Are we going to have a good time against this Karma Scion. And yes, I really want to point out quickly, Ewin's gone the Dark Harvest. He's gone the Dark Harvest.
Okay, so angling towards a significantly more aggressive Jarvan build. So
He built it last time. I'm so excited to see. I'm going to call it now. You're going to get a Profane Hydra. You're going to get an Axiom Arc. It's going to be the most aggressive thing you've ever seen in your life. I said he was going to play an aggressive jungler. He's going to make this traditionally non-aggressive jungler aggressive.
Oh, the Evelyn lethality merchant. Let's see. It did not lack any damage, that is the main thing, and they could try and run it out that way. I think the problem being is you don't have the most reliable tools to get through Starduck when it comes to crunch time. Israel, again, not the greatest when it comes to shredding through tanks. And Fury does have some success, and, well, I think Akali, Doraemon probably going to struggle just a little bit.
Yeah, Scion is traditionally quite a tricky matchup for Akali, especially once you get that Dorian, you come to lane with that Dorian shield. Akali is a good in terms of, it does have the highest base, one of the highest base regens is really good for survivability, but Scion has so much just sitting in lane power that it's hard to get a lead, and that's what Doraemon really wants to look for, a bit of a lead to transfer and take out some of these more important members such as this Ziggs or Severe. The bush control
stuff here from Violet and Bulldog.
Yeah, what do you think?
Jump into the try brush, looking for an angle. They are just going to come rotate down, look for an angle.
Wow.
Bulldog is here. They are looking for... They were looking for Rindy Rope, but unfortunately, the opportunity is not going to be there. As the spell shield was leveled up second. Oh, Genie in a world of trouble right now. Coach Rank looking for the tower dive, trying to pull something off. First blood secured. Is it traded back? No, the potion proc is just enough to keep him alive. And sadly, Marvin not there to trade it out. The solo bolo in the first 3 minutes.
This is what I wanted. This is what I said in draft. You have Coach Rank, one of the best Nefiris on the server, and you're counterpicking him with Ziggs. I don't understand it. I really don't, because now he's got this pickaxe.
And now Evelyn's decided that the lane's already too easy for Coach Rank and wanted to assist there a little bit. But already, oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Genie Gold has just teleported back to lane. And he's down to 40% HP. And the one potion, oh, okay. They burn both, the flash out of Evelyn in the jungle. Unfortunately gone, so not lacking for setup as a Jarvan core, but... Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile in the bot lane, UNSW Howl get the 2 for nothing. Is that Violet and Bulldog both fall.
I mean, if you had told me that Randy Roke and Slick were gonna double kill on Violet and Bulldog, you tell me those two names, I would be shocked. I would say you're besmirching. But nonetheless, we're looking at it right now. Insane.
And the kill threat with the Karma, I could definitely believe it. Would have been, I would have thought for sure that Violet and Bulldog would have played it a little bit safer, made that harder. But Randy Roke and Slick make it look pretty easy work at the end of the day. And unfortunately for Genie Gold, while keeping up in CS is once again in prime position for another Coach Rank tower dive, unfortunately. Has to play this very carefully.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is the Neferi matchup. He can absolutely look for one every single time. I hate to say it, but this Ziggs health bar, he is in kill range, and we're going to need a counter game from this Vi.
There we go. Coach Rank looking for it. Does just reset that aggro onto the tower. Flash over the wall. Marvin's here, but Coach Rank follows like ships in the night. Coach Rank, though, doesn't quite close the gap, and Genie Gold, with the fadeaway three-pointer, puts the dog down.
Wow, an overstep from Coach Rank, a bit of overconfidence. Didn't expect that Vi to be there, and honestly, just a beautiful flash over the wall from Ziggs. Not the distance that you have, or that you need. Honestly, really well played from Genie Gold there.
Yeah, beautiful stuff at the end of the day. Turn that around. Going for the reattempt, Coach Rank. Unfortunately, resets a bit early. Doesn't immediately flash over the wall and realizes can't keep pace with the Ziggs. There was nowhere to go. Either Vi is killing you or the Ziggs is killing you. But down in the bot lane, we're looking potentially for a dive onto Rindy Roke and Slick. Let's see, Harvard is there, as is Evelyn. So 3v3 playing itself out here. Violet takes some significant damage off the back of that enhanced Karma Q.
Yeah, that mantra really does hit sometimes. I think Marvin seems fine giving up that Gromp, and honestly, they've got a nice, a small lead, but specifically in this bot lane, Karma Severe getting ahead, really devastating for the likes of Rush Hour's comp. I mean, those are two champions, like, yes, okay, that Scion becomes a bit of a menace to kill, but the Severe, when you're only shut down, in reality, is just a Leona or a J4 Cataclysm. Got to keep on track of that. Really got to keep on track of that. The biggest problem
is you're laning into an Akali. So Starduck is going to... Oh, here we go. Cataclysm is in. No flash available for either of them. They're in the Thunderdome, and the shots are ringing out, but Rendiroke and Slick managed to survive the summoner heal. Keeps them alive, and everything but the kitchen sink thrown at the wall, and it's not enough.
Where the hell is my bot lane's damage? Where is their damage? We hit a beautiful Cataclysm from Evo in there, and they're both trapped in there, but there's just absolutely no damage on the side of Violet.
Retake time. Oh, Hex Flash over the Karma, and now Rindy. Poor Rindy falls to Violet, looking for a double. Will get it as they juggle that aggro spectacularly. So it takes a little bit longer than planned, but they are rewarded.
They still catch it out. It's still a win for them, but yeah, it did take a slight bit of extra time. Coach Rank seemingly took a bit of a bad trade as he finds himself on 1/3 HP. This Scion Akali matchup, as I mentioned, it's just a bit of a nothing burger, really. Nothing much will go on.
I mean, maybe once that Akali for Rush Hour 4 is you're landing into an Akali as a Scion, so you are going to be building magic damage, like, you know, magic resist first. The rest of Rush Hour 4 predominantly deal physical damage. Yes, Ezreal is a little bit fraudulent, but you've got a Lethality Jarvan and an Apheri. They are going to rip through that Scion until he starts getting armor items on.
Yeah, that certainly is an interesting little bit of a matchup here. Do you know what's crazy? I've played this Neferi matchup. I was just going to say, he is in kill range.
Buddy, you have bitten off way more than you could chew. Has to jump himself away. Oh, but Marvin and Evelyn in the vicinity going toe-to-toe. Slick's here as well. Even forced to flash away to safety. Coach Rank has to play this one very carefully. He's sticking around. Oh, here comes Bulldog. Turntables upon turntables. Slick's there looking for the root as Violet looks to join in on the action. Rendiroke, his support gets caught out by the Solar Flare, and it's just going to be a run down onto this Karma. Easy pickings as a fourth kill goes the way of Rush Hour. The third for Violet. They're looking for Rindy as well. Unfortunately, not fast enough to chase him down.
Yeah, nice little pickup for Violet there. That's going to be a... Ooh, it's not done.
Oh, Cataclysm onto Marvin. Can he get away? No tools, but Bulldog claims it, staunching out the Vi jungle.
Wow. And that, I mean, now we've picked up a nice little lead. It's...
Oh, and the bomb from downtown as Genie Gold sinks a big 3-point bucket. They're looking for another tower dive. Rindy's been ignited, rather. Zenith Blade connects, and Evelyn will get it. The tower aggro juggled spectacularly once again. Bulldog falls, so they get one back at the very least. But Rendiroke really being put under the pump. What an ult to land from downtown. Cease and desist is there. Marvin connects. Now Violet, he's looking to be shut down. True Shot Barrage leveled up, but what can you do with it? He turns around for one, but it will be Slick collecting all the taxes from Rush Hour 4's side of the rift.
It is so... It's crazily close. We have another really pretty dive going in on this bot lane, but it turns so bad because Marvin's there to capitalize. And yes, you do have the skills of this Ezreal to still capture out a kill on him, but it does go in the favor of Howl here. And if we're looking at the gold, only a 1k lead to the side of Rush Hour. It is a close game. It's anyone's game right now. It truly is.
All right, he's struggling a little bit into the Scion matchup, as you'd sort of expect. We'll get to a point where he kind of just wants to go side lane and avoid the Scion as best as possible. Wants to play the team fights and try and look for these assassinations to get some of the likes of Rindy or Slick or Genie Gold. Right now, I mean, 7 kills apiece. It definitely feels like it should be a much more decisive game, but it's very volatile. It's going to be Solar Flare. Slick's being caught again.
Holy... oh, another dive?
Oh, no, surely not. Shield does collect the shield bash, juggling again that aggro. The power of this Leona able to soak so much punishment from that tower to enable his jungle and bot lane.
And I asked you about it last game, Panda, in regards to how Ezreal should play, and you said they have to get a big lead. He's got a pretty big lead right now. He's got a pretty big lead.
Absolutely, 2.3k gold, and shows no signs of slowing down at any stage. Bulldog has taken some punishment. There's no real threat onto him at this point, especially with Evelyn coming in, sitting in the back pocket. Slick needs to be very careful. Does have the flash, so would be able to get out of a Cataclysm or a Solar Flare. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Rindy.
Something I'm a little bit surprised of.
Oh, Marvin. Marvin's been caught. He doesn't have flash either, but they're looking for the turnaround. The Zenith Blade goes wide. In comes the bomb. Everything's missing here from Howl. They turn it around into the Cataclysm. Oh, no. This might be an egregious overstep. The cleanse out. Violet's about to fall. Marvin collects that shutdown. And now Genie Gold on the hunt, spots the dog, looking to put him down. Marvin jumped on by Coach Rank, will get his one, looking for the reset, but I don't know if there's anywhere to go. Jumps onto Rindy, it's a dicey affair, will be finished off. And the gold swing, not massive, but the momentum shift is huge.
It really is. In terms of tempo, it's turned completely on the heads of Rush Hour. We've just shut down that Ezreal, and guess, we're still, a pretty decent amount ahead. But now we're going to get some plates. We've got a nice little lead we've collected ourselves. At least in the bot lane, it's turned back around.
The Hubris. A well-appropriate name for Edwin here, who... Yeah, he's going to look to try and do his best on the startup. Gets ready smash, forces the flash away. That is 100% a win if you startup run out. Gets the grass proc even. Yeah, that is a win. He should be able to collect some of this wave as well in the zombie form. Look, honestly, if I'm UNSW Hell, I would have left him to his own devices and just gone to contest something meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, that was, honestly, you sort of leave the Scion to proxy. We do have to give a bit of a mention to the fact that, yes, Evelyn does have a hubris, so every kill does mean you go up 2 AD, or however much it is. I believe it is 2 AD. And so that does play a role, but yeah, probably not worth it, especially considering we're giving up Cloud Drake over for that. We're not even contesting it. Even with the likes of Violet bot lane, we have such a dominant lead in the bot lane. Are we really allowing dragons to just be taken from us? Certainly a question.
Yeah, I mean, there's such a significant win condition in the current state of League of Legends. They will get themselves grubs in response, so it's not like they're completely lacking in terms of those neutral objectives. Will at least help this Ezreal take towers a little bit faster. He's not the quickest of tower takers. Does do some decent damage, yes. Those grubs will accelerate the process even further, try and match the Ziggs, who one of the best tower takers, or executors rather, in the game.
Yeah, I've got to mention as well, I sort of didn't give this Genie Gold their dues here. In fairness, the just lock into Neferi is so risky, and especially after witnessing that solo kill early game. But they've really come back. I mean, they dropped that explosion on Coach Rank, picking up that kill, just a straight solo kill, and have furthermore survived the lane. They've pretty much survived the lane. Laning phase is pretty much about to be over, at least the early stages of it, once it hits about 15. And you're leaving with a pretty nice CS amount. You're leaving with your Seraphs completed. Oh. This Ziggs has done really well.
Rindy is having a rough time of it. 50-odd CS down. Cannot even approach the wave because Rank is down here. Has to wait for it to crash into his tower. They should know that Rank is still in the vicinity. Oh, tries to steal the Gromp away. Unsuccessful. Still, not first item completed here for Rindy. Is a very grim position to be in.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I mean, if we're keeping track, you're going to have to stick around for another maybe 20 minutes before we see 3-4 items on this Severe. So stick in for the long haul.
Buddy, you are in well behind enemy lines, and that is an easy kill for Genie Gold to set up there with the cease and desist from Marvin. Yeah, look, that's a dangerous spot to be in at the best of times.
Very confident from Evelyn there. Completely no vision in that old jungle there. So a crazy play, but captured by UNSW. You cannot underestimate any of these players. Not a single one. Never know what they'll pull out of their hats. Scion top lane still pretty boring in terms of gameplay.
I mean, look, he's scaling up. That's the main thing. The bigger he gets, the harder he is to deal with that front line that he can then off the likes of Genie and Rindy Roken. Especially for Rindy, I think that's exactly what you need. You need some big, bulky disruption factor in all of these team fights to allow you to actually do damage. Does finally have his first item online, Rindy. 30 stacks left on that cult. He's just waiting for the wave to come in. Doesn't want a quick push, and he wants these minions to keep collapsing into him. Unfortunately, Rank is going to have something to say about that as he marches down this bot lane.
Yeah, Coach Rank picked up that Eclipse, has a Dirk inventory. It's he's a pretty scary customer at this moment. He'd probably full rotation wouldn't completely one-shot this Severe, but would certainly get her close and
Slick and Marvin have no idea that Rank is here. Okay, they've spotted Rank now. This is a dangerous spot for him to be in. Will not have the flash available to him. Cease and desist not quite off cooldown. So they won't be able to confirm that kill onto the Neferi, and Rank breathes a sigh of relief because that could have been a very, very disastrous kill to give over. Unfortunately for Genie, well being hunted is 3 members of Rush Hour 4 converging around this mid lane tower.
We're still keeping up such a nice gold lead. We've got a 1.5k gold lead over to the side of Rush Hour, but UNSW is holding on as the Rift Tail gets popped.
Oh, Evelyn is well deep. They're looking for the kill on to Genie. Gold survives, but here comes Doraemon in the top lane. Just ganking from that red side brush. 1-for-1. Bot lane for mid. They're going to find a follow-up as Doraemon falls as well. So the 2-for-1 going the way of Marvin and this UNSW Howl roster. Triple kill for the Vi. The Root going to be coming down on a Bulldog with nowhere to go. Trying to shield through it. Stun comes out, but they do decide better of committing to a dive. In an over-ambitious play once again. Turning around to punish Rush Hour 4.
Wow, I mean, that fight looked at the start of it so good for Rush Hour, but it turned completely in their favor. Evelyn popping down that Rift Herald. There was a single misplay here. Watch the Rift Herald. It bumps into the wall and allows just this disruption that would have completely turned the team fight, because I already know Evelyn would have ran that Rift Herald around, knocking all of these members up, allowing for an escape, allowing for the tower to be taken, but that slight misstep allows for a triple kill over to the side of UNSW Howl.
And he's knocked up, knocked back, knocked into the dirt. Marvin claims a 7th kill this game as they turn their attention to Dragon number 2, 17 minutes in, and Starduck, the big bad bouncer on the Scion, playing spoiler, denying them an entry to that bot side river. He's going to go for the old hero to Violet. What a catch! The bomb lands and Genie Gold sinks yet another 3-pointer here. Just dunking all over. They look for the turnaround. Big engage from Rank. Finds the one. Looking for Slick as well. They get 2 back. It is a big turnaround, but in comes Genie from beyond the grave. The martyrdom bomb on the ground to claim a turnaround kill.
Genie Gold putting out so much absurd amount of damage in these fights, able to catch out Violet there. And the thing is, while this fight is good, the most important fact of the matter is that's 2 dragons over to the side of UNSW Howl. We're giving away another objective. Evelyn not in position, none of the members in position. They can just collect this dragon for free, and at the same time, being able to pick up Violet here, a really, really good double combo for the side of UNSW Howl.
What a call between Genie and Starduck. And look at it. He throws down the mines, dies, and all the while, this poor Jarvan. Oh, okay, well, they found Slick. I think that's going to be the easiest target for them for the rest of the game, unfortunately. As the Scion is going to get harder and harder to kill, Genie's going to be doing so much more chip damage.
They certainly have been catching him out a lot. They want to look again. Look at this,
Genie.
this aggressiveness.
No flash, drops the bomb, dissuades the 2, but unfortunately the rest of Rush Hour 4 waiting to intercept. Unfortunately, a poor recall timing there for UNSW Howl punishes it.
Coach Rank Neferi picking up the Serpent's Fang, going to be very good into this. Likes of the Karma, got the Vi shielding. Is there 2 Serpent's Fang? Wow, Evelyn as well. Picking up the Serpent's Fang, burger complete. Good stuff, really good stuff. There's a lot of shielding on the sides of UNSW Howl. Scion shielding, Vi shielding. It's going to be the Seraph shield from the Ziggs, and as well as the Karma shielding.
The ending despair now done for Starduck, so he's going to be taking slightly less damage from both sources. Mid tower tier 1 goes the way of USW Howl, who have just eked out about a 600 gold lead right now. Doraemon fighting into this Scion, having a rough time, but here comes the reinforcement. Starduck might have to burn Flash and ult to get himself out of this, because you can see Dore stacking in front of him, trying to deny the ult away, but here comes the reinforcements. Are they going to look for it? In comes the Vi, looking to turn it around, but there's just not enough damage. Flag and drag through, but it's well deep, off the money. Now suddenly, Evelyn's in a terrible spot, so is Coach Rank. Starter gets his one on the Dore as they look to turn it around. Coach Rank praying for his life. Here comes Violet and Bulldog. Cleanse out, but Rindy Rogue, look at the damage that he's just taken. Can they somehow make this happen? Slick as well in a rough spot. There's TP available for Starduck, so he's looking for the quick recall and the teleport back in. In comes the bomb from downtown! The dog has been put down once again. Rindy now being turned around on Marvin, the hero that this UNSW Howl team needs. A double kill to secure the ace.
That is an insane turn. I gotta glaze this, Ziggs. The absolute explosion directly onto the face of Coach Rank. Starduck buying so much time, but all the while, Maven putting on so much, doing so much, hitting up 10 and 3. This Vi is all over the map everywhere. You're trading Slick for it, but who cares? We're doing so much. What an absolutely insane game. The goal differences on both sides have gone up and down. It's another roller coaster game here, Panda.
Sacrifice begets success, and if Slick has to lay himself on that altar, he will do it time and time again. And Marvin reaping the rewards, Genie Gold reaping the rewards, both sitting on about a 2,000 gold lead each, resulting in what is now a 3k gold lead for Howl. Dragon number 3, a minute away, and Bulldog looking to get that vision. They're trying to stop his avenue out. The Zenith Blade would have been a death sentence for sure. Looking for the turnaround play on the Genie Gold, but Marvin plays spoiler, denies Evelyn the way in. Now they're looking to turn on this Jarvan. Marvin connects the ult, and it's going to be another kill going the way of the Vi, and the Vi does stand for violence. Looking for an angle onto Violet to chase him down, but it's a message sent in blood. They leave the Israel and walk back to clear the way.
Another big win for the likes of UNSW Howl. This gold lead growing ever larger, and now we're looking at a Baron. They're wanting to end this game and not give Rush Hour any chance at staying in or coming back.
I mean, at a certain point in everyone's career, retirement has to be considered, and there's no point in making another Rush Hour movie. Jackie Chan, he's had his day. Chris Tucker as well. They need the quiet life now. They're no longer the youngsters they once were, and much is the same for Rush Hour 4 being put to the sword by these young dogs in UNSW Howl. Dragon number 3 on the cards, and Coach Rank gonna start it up, but Genie's here, as is Starduck. They look to get that mid-wave priority, and Rush Hour 4 know full well that they can't stick to this Dragon.
You absolutely can't, but that's going to be third Drake. We're going to be looking at one more on Soul Point. It's this lead that UNSW Howl has really crawled back from. I mean, we saw the likes of this Ezreal Violet having so much gold and having such a lead. It's completely turned the tables. A couple really good teamfights have completely turned the tables, and we're going to get a Mountain Drake as well into the likes of this Ezreal, into the likes of Coach Rank Neferi.
Yeah,
the chances of Rush Hour coming back. Yeah, isn't that insane? The chances of Rush Hour coming back here, they're going to need to pull off a miracle. They really are.
Oh, the quintessential fraudulent Israel damage. You throw it out all the time, but at the end of the game, he is going to end the game with the most damage, and unfortunately, it's still potentially going to look like a loss right now. Baron's still up and available as they look to shove these waves in. And one Dragon more. 4.5 minutes till a potential soul on a Scion, no less. And this UNSW Howl roster is looking large and in charge.
I really think, I said it.
Marvin.
Said this game.
Oh, no. He wants it. He is 100% bodyguarding his mid laner right now. His job is one and one only, and that is lay down his life so that Genie Gold can do what Genie does best. Oh, the true shot from Lockrage only lands on the cannon, and with it being baroned up, it does near negative damage.
I said this at the start in the draft. I said everyone needs to just predict the fact, understand the fact. This game isn't going to go as you predict, as you think it is.
They found Violet. They look at the angle. The bomb lands again, and this Israel can do naught but watch death flash across his face. They take the tower. They're looking for the base. Coach Rank doing what he can to try and disrupt the rest of the Rift state. But this might just be the end. This might be Howl looking to close out the game while their base falls. But it doesn't matter. It's only a tier 2 and a tier 1. They're looking for the Nexus right now. Crashing away the tower. They're looking to finish it here. Looking to deny Rush Hour 4 a sequel. In comes the Solar Flare, but it's off the money. Bulldog taking so much damage, as is Doraemon. Sends it deep into the team with a Shroud. Coach Ranks here as well. Cataclysm. That's one. They've held the base defense for now. Genie Gold can't do much. As the entirety of Howl fall, it's just Starduck and Marvin. They've got themselves the one. Beyond the grave, there's Dore. Marvin again. A magnificent turnaround play. But in comes Violet off Respawn. They might just do it on their own. Marvin and Starduck. Rank just gets some HP back. The Sprite is there. He's taken out 4. They're looking for it. In comes Starduck, but it's a shutdown. Going the way of Violet.
He's gonna look to collect this last kill here. I mean, once again, this completely describes how this game has gone. Back and forth and back and forth. They do get to hold on for breathe life. Is Starduck gonna get out? I think he has just enough move speed if he dodges one or two of these Qs.
He's dodging the slow. The shield is big enough. He's got enough in terms of resistance. Yeah, Violet, he can't. He just can't afford to leave this wave state. My goodness, what a fight from Howl. Marvin again putting in the hero's journey to try and turn that one around. They very nearly did.
Absolutely insane game. I want to say, no one expected this. No one expected this. You have the names of Coach Rank, Ewin, Doraemon, you got Violet, you got Bulldog, and to be put on a pedestal, like that, and then to have them thrown off by the likes of UNSW, Howl, Maven, Genie Gold. Such good coordination from this team. It's insane.
Well, Howl might need to change their name. They could be Fraud Watch in a moment. They are really in the driver's seat right now, and they've got that foot hard on the gas pedal. They've got so much control. 90 seconds till this Mountain Soul, a minute 40 till that Baron. There is a very real possibility that Howl could give up a dragon to take that Baron for themselves. When you look at it, Rindy Rogue had such a rough early game. Now 3 items deep.
Yeah, I mean, we said it. I said it. Whereas in, like, we're going to have to wait.
Oh, here comes Marvin. Violet again. He's about to go down to Genie. He is a non-factor. Rank denied by the Satchel Charge. It's going to be a cleanse out from Rindy. They've cleared the forces of Rush Hour 4. It's just Rank alone, and he can't get it done. Genie plays his life for the team, and they're going to send it to the bot lane. UNSW Howl, roar, and take the lives of all members of Rush Hour 4.
I cannot believe that they have just turned this game, such a disastrous start, into a golden win. A golden win. We can look at the gold graph. Look at how far ahead at that time Rush Hour was. And they've completely turned it around. A beautiful performance from everyone involved on UNSW Howl.
A massive game into some massive names, no less. And UNSW Howl continuing that momentum from our last game. A stacked roster. Doesn't even begin to describe what they were playing into, but they played their League of Legends, and it did them right.
I mean, this is an insane game. This is a perfect example of what TOR is. I'm looking at their drafts. I'm looking at their names. I'm looking at these names, and I'm just thinking, there's no chance that this game is even going to be close. I'm so sorry, but there's no chance this game isn't going to be a complete stomp. And my head is completely turned around. Coach Rank Neferi being counterpicked by this Ziggs, by Genie Gold Ziggs, to then go on, get soloed, and then completely turn around and dominate that game. The amount of bombs, the amount of damage put out in these fights was frankly absurd. And Maven himself, imagine laning or your laning partner being Ewin and still being able to perform so well, getting every single objective, being in every fight, every counter gank. What a game, Panda. What a game.
Yeah, and I mean, Marvin exceptionally making up for the trough that was Rindy Roke, unfortunately, in the early game, who was just put down time and time again. Marvin was then the one to step in, fill that void, allowing Rindy to get to the later stages of the game, get those items online, and still drawing such significant attention. I mean, it was a masterclass in what Oceanic will and just tolerance can be. You could be under the pump, you could be facing impossible odds, you could be staring down the barrel of a short defeat, but if you don't give up, if you stick to what you know, it can result in something like that, which was nothing short of miraculous. And as we welcome Viola back, you've been sitting there watching, waiting. What did you make of that game?
Honestly, especially with the way that we were coming into this game, like Rush Hour 4 were incredibly favored, and to just see how the game ended up like unfolding.
Yes, sorry, I'm not getting any interview, any sound. Sorry,
it's right. Streamed it. I think it's a Discord.
No.
Oh, that's our bad. Dearest apologies.
It's right. There was a moment for Vi in the stream. It's fine.
No, that's okay. No, but the bomb, I was just talking about the bombs in general, like being able to land consistently throughout it, and just having to hear your guys' reactions. It's so funny because obviously I can hear you guys on the side, and then watching it in the stream as well. It's just so much animation, and which is really good to see because like this entire series, this entire tournament in general, like we are looking forward to these games. We're looking forward to these players, and again, like how solo queue like pans out here in the Oceania region. Like you can never count a team out entirely, and that's exactly what we all thought. Like everybody was talking about how well Ewan was going to be playing in Rush Hour 4 in general. Like we were glazing every single one of these players. Whereas UNSW, how like who are these guys? Like who are these people? And look at these results now.